Georgiou has taken her only chance at surviving effects of jumping time and dimensions by going to Dana's 5. Having passed through a mysterious doorway, apparently to her past in the mirror universe, how will Georgiou's choices affect her timeline and her own future? Let's start with the main trailer for this week's episode to find out.
Everyone can see how weak you become.
It doesn't have to be this way.
No! Mother!
We must leave behind all of that which destroys us.
They will kill you.
We have an empire to rule. I've seen who you can be, Michael. I've seen what this world can be, and it is luminous.
Hey everyone, my name is Captain Jack and welcome to Trek Central. Terra Firma Part 2 will be concluding half of a two-parter by Bo-yeon Kim, Erika Lindenport and Alan McElroy. As indicated before, Kim and Lindenport are set to be showrunners for the untitled Section 31 series focusing on Georgiou. While the teleplay for Terra Firma Part 1 was written by McElroy, the teleplay for Part 2 was written by Kalyan Verquez. Verquez previously wrote the Captain Pike short trek Ask Not. This would be Chloe Dumet's first Star Trek directing credit, having previously written and directed the TV series Ballers, starring Star Trek Voyager's guest writer Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Of course, if you are new around here and want to stay up to date with the latest Star Trek developments in news, lore, and more, make sure to hit that subscribe button to never miss a video, and follow us on social media to get daily updates on the Trek universe. Getting straight into it, Empress Georgiou, retaining her memories of Lorca's coup and her time aboard Discovery, has started making different choices that will change her past and impact her future. Consider this your spoiler warning as we break down the trailer for Terra Firma Part 2. After Georgiou's exposed Mira Burnham's involvement in the plot to assassinate her and decide to spare Mira Burnham's life, Mira Owo throws Burnham in the brig. Burnham was still torn from her cell, but everyone can see how weak Empress Georgiou has become. This scene seems to follow pretty closely to where we left off last week. This shot is also part of a Ready Room sneak peek, so we'll examine it more closely in a moment. Later on, Georgiou seems ready for a knife fight, either with Burnham or another subject turning on her, noting it doesn't have to be this way. If Burnham is correct, and Georgiou's actions are being perceived as weak by the crew of the USS Discovery, it's possible that she has lost the trust of either her bodyguard, Mira Owo, or the ally, Captain Killy. Guards drag Mira Burnham into an agony booth in the brig, to Captain Killy's delight. Burnham screams for Georgiou's mercy as the agonizer is activated. Captain Killy continues smiling on as Burnham drops to the ground. Georgiou, without her royal first escape, sits in a brig cell, apparently sympathising with a Burnham left unconscious from the agonizer. We will see in the sneak peek that Georgiou can walk through the brig force fields. This shot looks as it may have been imprisoned in the brig herself alongside Burnham. On the bridge of the USS Discovery, Captain Killy is in the command chair while Emperor Georgiou watches on. Burnham by her side, neither apparently in custody. Georgiou's voiceover notes, "We must leave behind all that destroys us." It's odd that Burnham is not in custody here. Has Captain Killy joined Lorca and Burnham's plot? There does not to appear any scene set aboard the Khan, so perhaps Georgiou will propose a reason to remain aboard Discovery. Though the Khan pulled energy from the mycelial network, it didn't seem to use it as a means of propulsion. Perhaps Georgiou would look to refit the USS Discovery, incorporating a Prime Universe spore drive design and providing instantaneous travel across the galaxy. Mira Burnham draws a phaser from a holster, surprising Emperor Georgiou, who's now in her cape, while other officers watch on. The fact that Mira Burnham is again entrusted with a phaser suggests she's sprung from a brig, perhaps by Captain Killy or some other ally aboard the ship. Mira Saru, attending Georgiou, is in her quarters warns Georgiou that they will kill her, perhaps for the compassion she has started showing the Kelpian or other changes Georgiou has considered making in her rule this time around. Now in the brig, Mira Saru has gotten hold of a phaser rifle and uses Kelpian strength to knock out 2 medical division officers, throwing what appears to be Mira Dr. Culber into the ceiling. If Mira Saru is part of an uprising in the brig, it may be to help Georgiou herself escape. Georgiou does give Mira Burnham a stern talking to in the Ready Room, noting the importance of the Empire, her potential, and the potential of what this world can be. Having retained her memories of the Prime Universe, Georgiou has time to consider what changes she can make to prevent the uprising if she could go back and do it all again. Burnham seems to be under the guard in the scene, so this could precede the scene in the bridge if Captain Killy has not been turned on. The USS Discovery seems to drop out of warp over an inhabited ringed planet. We last left the Charn over the Imperial Fleet Yards at Epsilon Indy 4. The fact Georgiou couldn't use her new flagship immediately after the christening is a bit odd, but hey, it's Star Trek. Back in the 32nd century, a device is placed on an engineering console to analyse a Venubular nebula signal, linking up to the analysis. In engineering, Book, Stamets, Adiro, and Reno seem to be using some new information to try to learn about the ship caught in the nebula and how its predicament may have led to the burn. Lastly, Mira Burnham is lying down, probably not in the brig, and she's staring at a globe of alien fireflies. Aside from confirming the existence of a few fight scenes, the main trailer does not provide much to explain the loose threads Part 2 is expected to address. We still haven't heard anything new about the masked San figure featuring Georgiou's flashbacks, played by Jahil Swabi, in The Sanctuary. Perhaps San is still alive and involved in Lorca's coup against her somehow. Terra Firma Part 1 brought back some returning guests, including Hannah Cheeseman as Ariam's non-augmented human Mira counterpart, and Rika Sharma as Mira Ellen Landry. In the first time, Mira Landry was captured after Lorca went missing and held in an agony booth aboard the Khan for months. It'll be interesting to see in Part 2 if Jason Isaacs will return to play out his coup attempt. I hope so, I would love to see him more. One way or another, it seems Georgiou's fortunes in the Mirror Universe, even given a second try, are going to end again with the conclusion of her reign, and even more of the subjects joining Lorca's forces than she realised. But how will all of this serve to treat or cure her cross-dimensional condition? Will Georgiou return to Darkness 5, where Kara can explain to her and Georgiou the lessons she learned along the way? Or will Georgiou find herself in some new timeline or universe, and Kara is just left to tell Burnham of Georgiou's fate? As we suggested last week, it seems even more possible that this may be the work of a Guardian of Forever. You may have noticed Kara's newspaper, the Star Dispatch, was also the newspaper from the original series episode, The City on the Edge of Forever, featuring Edith Keller's photo, alongside other references from a planet of galactic history, was mentioned on Keeler's 21st Street mission. This doesn't rule out Kara being some other omniscient being, such as Q though. You know, personal theories aside, I think if Georgiou doesn't return, then maybe the newspaper will update with her current fate so Burnham knows what happened to her. As promised, we return to the brig scene at the start of the main trailer in the Ready Room sneak peek. We zoom inside the USS Discovery from space, passing some Mirror Dot 7s in the open compartments between decks on the way to the corridor. Mirror Owo throws Burnham in the brig, following the orders that concluded last week's episode. Mirror Burnham argues from behind the force field that Georgiou should have given her the honour of death, as hesitation is proving Burnham and Lorca's point, but Georgiou is growing weaker in the eyes of the Terran Empire. Georgiou is planning to punish Burnham for her betrayal, even if she chose not to execute her. We've seen Lorca and others survive the Agonizer before, so presumably Georgiou is thinking of something more terrifying to Terran than just that. Burnham continues to explain with Georgiou that she is perceived as weak and growing weaker, as Georgiou passes through the force field, which is kind of intimidating now I look at it again. Burnham does indeed criticise Georgiou for rescuing Kelpians and threatening other artists, and for propaganda lies portrayed in Khan's Christian opera. I know the truth, Burnham insists. So what is the truth behind Georgiou's rise to power? Could Georgiou possess some artificial Tantalus field-like tool that she doesn't want her enemies to know about, similar to a weapon used by Mirror James Kirk? Or perhaps Georgiou isn't entirely Terran. Some alien ancestry could create a scandal for the Emperor, or maybe this is where San, the masked figure, plays in. With few details to build on from the trailer, we're left wondering what surprises are being left unrevealed. Do you think we'll see the return of Mirror Lorca? What will the treatment of Georgiou's condition spell for the future of her character, and the Section 31 series? Will Book find its place aboard Discovery and Main Engineering? Plan to come right back here to discuss theories and details based on our next trailer. Star Trek Discovery Season 3 airs weekly on Thursdays via CBS All Access and CTV Sci-Fi Canada, then on Fridays via Crave and Netflix for international viewers. Tune in every Thursday here for our weekly Discovery review, as well as Sundays at 9 PM for our live show discussing everything from the previous week. If you want to keep up to date on the latest Star Trek news, lore and more, then make sure to hit that subscribe button to never miss a video from the team here at Trek Central. You can also follow us on social media or join our community Discord server. For now, I've been Captain Jack, thanks for watching and we'll see you next time. Live long and prosper, my friends.